What a day today. There's so much work to be done. I mean, I've already been brainstorming and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and yep, it's time. There's so much work that needs to be done today, and there's so much stuff that needs to be done in order for that stuff to happen. We just need to get straight to work. This needs to, oh yeah, that's that cup I told you about. Most annoying cup in the world. All right, so this needs to get closed. There's so much stuff to do because today is engine pulling day. I have to use this big old thing. Thanks, shout out to the homie Matt for letting me use it. Much appreciated. This, it needs to come out. And in order for this to come out to go into the other car, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Fenders need to come off, bumper needs to come off. Before I pull this out, I think I'm gonna toy around with putting the plates, the ICT stuff on there, because I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you. Anyway, I put some air in that tire that keeps going flat. Hopefully that'll hold it up. And yeah, I've got the taillights out of HOSS because I only have one set of taillights. So I put them in the black car because I need taillights. So, plus this car doesn't need taillights sitting under a cover outside because that's how these things rot. If you don't take care of your stuff, even if it's outside, it's gonna rot away. So I'm going to put some antioxidant stuff all on this frame here to make sure it doesn't rust away. I'm gonna do the same thing to the inside, make sure that doesn't rust away because I'm saving this car. Doesn't look like it by taking the engine out, but I'm saving this car. This car needs its tube front, it needs its fab work, a lot of fabrication and welding. There's no sense in having an engine in the middle of the way. Oh, maybe I should push up here. Oh yeah, there we go. It's rolling. Don't tell me there's a jack stand underneath this car. There it is. That's okay. Keep pushing it. Wow. Now that that's down, push some more. There we go. She's rolling towards the building. See, that's not so bad. You can push this thing with one person with one arm while holding a phone. So that's what was underneath the car. My bad. Time for me to clean this up and get ready to go to work. Here are the clamshell mounts, the LS style ones that go in the pedestal. I'll show you that when we get to that point. These are some Dorman bolts that go through the pedestal and through the clamshell mount or whatnot. I needed those because I didn't have them. Because Dorman's just as good as GM anyway. Whew, hot. ICT billet mounts. Comes with all the hardware I need and everything, so ICT billet, that's cool. Well, it's getting hot. I need to turn these fans on, get some air in here, and take this front end off because it'll be a lot easier to wheel the engine in and out without it. Let's get to work. Turn on some fans. Holy crap, it's hot. All right, well, so I've got some kind of system like set up here. It's a it's gonna work. I've done sketchier with less. So let's see if I can't undo these 4 bolts down there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go forward. Because I just take the 4 bolts out and then go up a little bit and then come back out. Go. Use that corner right there real good. There you go, good job. Get in there real deep. Good job. Right here. Hold on. Well, this car is in here now. I still don't have a name for this thing. It's the villain, obviously, you know, because HOSS is the hero and whatever the name of this thing is the villain. So you got heroes versus villains. I think that's a cool idea. Just to show you how long this car has sat up for. This car has sat so long. This is what it should look like, and that's what it looks like. This car sat for a long time. But I got all the sap off the glass, which is great. And the windshield has no chips in it. Oh, I missed a little spot. Whatever. Anyway, no chips in the windshield. Wiped all the plastics off. I wiped the engine bay down best I could. I've learned in the past, like, you can do simple green and brushes and all this other stuff over and over and over again. It's still gonna look like chalky or whatever, so. Minimal effort. At least it's like degreased, which is cool because I mean I spent some time degreasing that. Anyway, there's our pedestals with some new hardware, and this is the ICT plate kit I was talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my countersunk bolts into driver's side and passenger side, to the side of the block. And once I'm done with that, I'll put my clamshells in. Actually, I'll bolt the clamshells to it, and then I'll go ahead and drop it in. All right, so I'm laying here on the ground because it's easier to do that than to sit down and try and do this. I've got my ICT billet adapter plates that go onto the bosses of the 6.6 block. Yep, there you go, 6.6. What they say, no replacement for displacement, right? So there's that. I got to put the rest of these in. And then these holes are gonna be for the clamshell mount that I had to modify. So, hey, that's not bad looking, huh? ICT, not bad. All right, so here's the situation. Many hours later, I finally found 2 bolts. Yes, they're 10.9 that fit on here. However, I had to do some modifications to the clamshell to get it to fit, and a little bit to the block. And a little bit of patience, I was able to modify these clamshells to clear the casing or the casting of the L8T, because these plates with stock clamshells do not work. So, just so you know, you have to modify the clamshells, and there's a little piece of metal that you have to trim off the block, but it's no big deal. Anyway, I've got the clamshells on there now. I'm gonna go ahead and go up and lift it and put it in here. It's time. It's time to see if anything clears and fits. okay, it's in there. There's a lot of massaging and moving things around that needed to happen to get it in. I had to take the starter off. It's been so long since I put a V8 in a stock location. The starter was completely in the way. The way I had it set up, I couldn't get enough angle and twist. So it was all left, right, BA select start. So it's in there. And I got the radiator in there with the little metal shroud that it has. And then you can see how much of an angle they sit on. I've got the fans and stuff for it. But anyway, that's the deal there. The big problem is that the high rim does not fit. Here's a picture for reference. Yeah, so I tried. I mean, you can't blame me. I had to put it in there and see if I could get it to at least go on. But it's just so much surface area that I would have to cut out. I would definitely have to notch the windshield, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do unnecessary stuff. So maybe I'll put a single plane on this and throw a carburetor on it. I don't know yet. I think that would be the more simpler way to go, because no need for like EFI and stuff like that. I already have the EFI, but I don't know. I need to figure out an intake manifold solution for this. I feel like I've been in this spot before. The good news is I got all the sap off as well. So it's starting to look like an actual car. I mean, I missed some here and here and here on the paint, but the glass is clean now. So that's what we're dealing with. That's pretty much what we got. So just need to figure out something for an intake manifold. And I'm kind of liking the idea of carbureted, just because it would be much more simpler. Fuel lines are right there, ready to go. And it wouldn't be too far to go for a water pump. I've got plenty of places to mount it. So I can just mount a water pump right there, bing, bang, boom, done. Not bad. I'm very happy with it. And I got plenty of room for alternator and yeah, alternator, that's all I need. They do make an electric power steering pump. I've seen photos of it. Some guy retrofit, I guess like a Volvo power steering pump right here in this spot and just ran the lines right there. Bing, bing. He was done. So the electric power steering pump would kind of be cool. That's all the work. It's in there. It stinks about the manifold not being able to fit. Maybe a Holley low ram would fit. I have to look at the measurements. If a low ram would fit, I may have to notch just the plastics, which I'm okay to notch up to like here, just so I could use my shear lid. My shear lid was a cool looking piece, so it'd be cool to use that. So, man, this car is clean though, for the most part. Got a lot of research to do to figure out what the next step is, and I need to figure it out ASAP because I want to keep my momentum going. I like this once a week thing. It's more of a hobby now instead of like, I have to do this. So I feel real good about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit all the buttons and everything. It really does help the channel grow. If you don't want to, that's fine. Glad you made it this far. Until next week, we'll see you next time.